So when it comes to the energy of money, the psychology of money, obviously people come to the subject with the question of, hey, how do I become successful in terms of money? And money is a big part of being successful, notwithstanding all the conversation. Well, money can't buy you happiness. Money is not the definition of success. Well, it is. I mean, it's not the definition of success, but it definitely has its place. It's a tool that we need to be where we want to be, and there's no denying. But one of a very common mistakes that people make is trying to put a number on it. Well, how can you be successful if you only make X? Or you are not successful until you make X. That is a very wrong approach, you guys. You define what it takes for you to be happy, and then you look at what amount of money it's going to take for you to be there, number one. You don't just grab an arbitrary number of, let's say, most common, either 100,000 or 1 million, depending of where you're at right now, interestingly enough, right? Just grab a random number because that's what Joe next door makes, or that's because Guru so and so said. Now, this is silly, right? That number is not tied into your needs and wants. So before you even consider how much money you need to make, you need to look at what defines your happiness, what defines your comfort, and where do you want to be? And then you take it from there. That's point number one. Point number two is that this definition of comfort that you have is going to grow, and you can readily expect it to grow, but that's what life is about. It's a continuum. So, for example, if today you're living paycheck to paycheck, you're struggling making the ends meet, your checking account often drops to negative. So your primary goal is to resolve the stress, right? Is to have your bills paid and have some money left. That big villa on, some kind of island might be nice, but this is not your primary goal. So once you get the stress resolved and your rent is being paid, at that point, you may want to say, well, I want to move from this rental into a bigger house. And then you may say, hey, I would be more comfortable if I had that villa on an island. So the ultimate big dream is perfectly fine. It should be there as the big ultimate goal. But don't you measure your success by how far you are away from it at the moment. That's the point here. You measure your success by how comfortable you are at where you are right now. And then it's perfectly okay to have further goals and further dreams, because unless we have dreams and goals, our life is kind of boring. It comes to a standstill. There needs to be that flow. So the takeaway of this video is a person is considered successful not when they make X amount of money that somebody somewhere defined, including even if you defined it yourself, because you had their input. Person's success in money, in financials, is measured by how that financial arsenal, how is that amount of money, how much is it compatible with your feeling of being comfortable? You have to be honest with yourself of what comfortable means to you, because yes, there is a lot of denial that takes place here, but that's a separate subject. But assuming you're honest with yourself and you know what comfortable means for you, then you are successful when you have enough money to maintain yourself at that level of comfort. Again, that level may and will change over time, but the definition does not change. Your financial success is defined by the ability of your financial status to keep you at the point of comfortable and happy with where you're at in life. Helena was Triumph Over Great. Please follow and come back for other videos.